One group that is doing some great work for women all over the world is the International Institute of Minnesota. They're observing International Women's Day. They do so much work for refugee women who come to Minnesota, Afghan women, Ukrainian women. Joining us now on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline is Jane Groutman, Executive Director of International Institute of Minnesota. Good morning, Jane, and happy International Women's Day. Tell us a little bit about the work you do to help women here in Minnesota and all over the world.
Great. Thank you so much, Vanita. It's really great to be here. We're always very excited for International Women's Day. It's an event we've been having and celebrating for over a decade. We are celebrating our history. The Institute was founded by American and immigrant women over 100 years ago. I think sometimes people forget that oftentimes during warring countries, families are separated and women often arrive to the United States by themselves. So they're holding a lot of responsibility, both for their families, finding a job, learning English, starting a new life here. But as you said, this year we're very excited to have a special focus on the Afghan and Ukrainian women that have arrived to Minnesota. They're very special groups, not only because they arrived as refugees, but also because they had to leave their countries in very short order. And the progress that they are making is remarkable.
I bet it is. With the help of your organization, so many volunteers. What are some of their biggest needs? It's got to be such a culture shock to just come to another country and start over. And what are their biggest needs, and how do you help them adjust?
Yeah, so two of the women that we're featuring for International Women's Day, Marina, who is from the Ukraine, who actually started working at the Institute as a case manager. She's our lead case manager for working with Ukrainians. So it's pretty amazing. She has gone through a lot herself, but started working almost immediately when she arrived to Minnesota, and is now kind of using the experiences and the loss that she's had and turning that into helping people in her community. She's an incredible woman. She's a mother of 4 kids. She was working to be a teacher in the Ukraine, and within months has a full-time job, is working, taking care of her family. And Marina's fortunate to have her husband here, but many Ukrainian women do not. And then another client that we are featuring on our website today, Zari, who is from Afghanistan. Again, both these women left their countries without any notice. They left everything they had behind. Zari has attended English classes at the Institute. She's also taken our college prep classes. She has a BA from her country. She was a journalist in Afghanistan, and she is going to get her master's degree. And we're helping her prepare for college and helping her with leadership training. Both of these women are leading in their community. We want to support them in that work. And she's also going to get back by being a counselor for Afghan women in her community.
I'm looking at your website right now, and Zari says, when I came here, I felt so free. And I think that's something really important to point out on International Women's Day is how many women around the world are oppressed by governments and by so many other entities, and what we take for granted here in the U.S.
Absolutely. And that is one of the most incredible things about doing the work that we do is you see people every day coming through our doors, just so grateful to have the opportunities that they have, being able to get an education, for one, being safe, not have to worry that someone's following you. If you're speaking your mind about problems that you had in your country, that you feel safe to do that in this country. Yes, it is things that we take for granted, but our clients absolutely do not. And I think the other thing I just really want to say is that we are very grateful to the community. For Minnesota has been very welcoming. We're not perfect, but we've been very welcoming to immigrant communities. The Institute has helped over 3,300 people get jobs in healthcare, and those people are delivering critical healthcare in our community. Many of them are RNs, and I think most everybody understands that need. So it's a perfect example of our country and our state giving and helping people, supporting them when they first arrive, but it doesn't take long. And these two women are really examples of how quickly people are then giving back to our state.
So true. Real quickly, how can people help or get involved?
All these services are intensive, so we always need financial resources. I think I just want to say, though, that the impact of your investing in this work is very measurable and it's very real. and it's pretty quickly also the return on an investment. So if you go to our website, www.iimn.org, you can volunteer. It's a great place to volunteer, and you can make a donation to help the Afghans and Ukrainians that are coming.
So wonderful. Jane, thanks to you and everyone at the International Institute of Minnesota for everything you're doing.
Thank you so much. Happy International Women's Day.
You as well. Jane Graupman, Executive Director of International Institute of Minnesota.